Hey guys, it's Annie and welcome to the fourth and final week of my free 28-day manifestation challenge. If you haven't joined yet, no worries, you can join at any time. Click the link down below and you will receive a welcome email. Make sure to move that email into your inbox because you will be receiving weekly assignments. And in that welcome email, there is a link to join the Facebook community, which has over 2,000 like-minded, supportive, loving individuals. And I just have to say, the Facebook community for this challenge has blown my mind. Everyone in there is just so high vibe. It's like this upward spiral of love and support and manifestation. So if you're not in there, you want to be in there, trust me. Thank you to everyone who is in there because you're making this experience so magical for me and everyone else. So thank you. Anyway, if you sign up for this challenge using a Gmail, the welcome email is most likely going to land in your promotions folder. That's where it tends to go. So just giving you the heads up so you can find it. Can't believe we're to the fourth and final week already. We've gone over so many things. In the first week, we really addressed the things that are holding us down and draining our energy and decided to address and release those things. The second week we went into how our thoughts and our words create our reality, and you got an affirmation workbook to really help you reprogram your mind to think empowering thoughts and speak empowering words, because that really affects how your life is flowing. And then last week we got into scripting and you guys received a week's worth of journaling / scripting, future journaling prompts, and I've been getting great feedback on that. And this week's assignment is going to be based around visualization. I know everyone loves my videos on scripting or future journaling, but in my opinion, like, visualizations is just as high up as scripting for me. If not more, I might like visualization more than scripting, to be honest, guys. So I hope that this week really opens that up for you. And this week in your email, you will be receiving a guided visualization that I created specifically for you guys. I've been asked many times to create one, and if you're in the challenge, you get it. So another reason to sign up if you have yet to do so. I'm excited for you to try it out. I will speak more on visualization in a bit, but I want to go over some other things first. And you might hear me repeat a lot of things oftentimes, but the thing is, the human mind, like, we actually need to hear things over and over and over again. I can say the same thing 20 times, and it's like the 21st time that it really sinks in, and you're like, oh, wait, that's what it meant. It just hits completely different down the line. One of the biggest things that I want to emphasize is manifestation, again, is less about the thing that you actually want. So instead of focusing on that thing that you want so much, focus more so on how you want to feel. I've said this before, I'll say it again, and yes, I have my aunt's clown nose for good luck. It's been in all of my challenge videos so far, but we get so fixated on the thing that we want to manifest that we oftentimes start feeling this resistance or sense of lack of having that thing because we want it so much. And there's this like energy behind wanting sometimes that's like, I don't have it, I desperately need it. And that's not where we want our energy to be, because that's just creating distance between what you want. And again, what you want isn't even the thing. It's the emotion you think that thing will give you. I saw someone in the Facebook group talking about how they've manifested so many things, but they reach those things and they feel happy, but then that happiness fades. And again, it's because it's not the thing that brings you happiness. It can bring you temporary happiness, but what we want to focus on is a better overall life experience in general. So how can we feel that way now? Again, because if we can feel that way now, we actually become a vibrational match for what we actually want. And then that thing is, there for us, and we are happy and it's there, and we're not happy because we have that thing. That thing comes because we're in the vibration of that thing, if that makes sense. I hope it does. So what do you want to feel? Last week in the guided meditation, I took you over how to resource emotions from a past experience, like how to think of something great that's happened in your past and bring that feeling to your current experience. And this week I want to expand on that because you actually don't just need to think of old memories in order to access that feeling. It's just like a little tool that I gave you so you could realize that you have access to bring those feelings up in you at any point. But you can actually feel a specific emotion simply by thinking of what that emotion feels like. I'm sure we've all felt happiness before. We've all felt love before. We've all felt excited about things before. So I want you to take a moment, and as we've done in other weeks, connect into your body and just take a few breaths. I hope you're doing this with me while you're watching the video. Take another breath. You can close your eyes if you would like. And connect into your heart. Drop out of your mind, connect into your heart. And just notice what your body's feeling like. Relax any tension you might have, but mostly put your focus on your heart space and just soften your heart a little bit. Soften your heart a little bit, open it a little bit. Have that energy in your heart space expand a little bit. Maybe you can envision it as a glowing light of whatever color you feel drawn to. But just soften your heart and really try to access that heart energy. Now, just in this present moment, what does happiness feel like? What does it feel like in your body? What does happiness feel like? What does love feel like? What does excitement feel like? What does that energy in your body feel like? For me, it's kind of this high voltage, amplified feeling in my heart that just expands out. It feels very elevated, it feels very open, it can feel tingly, and can you like turn up that feeling a little bit? Like amplify it, turn it up, feel it stronger. What does happiness, love, excitement, joy, bliss, what does that feel like? To me, it just like floods my entire body. Maybe you don't even have words, but what does it feel like? Can you tell a difference in how your internal body is feeling? That's energy, that's emotion. And can you feel it so much that it's bigger than you? It expands past your body. It's just contagious. And just sit there in that for a few moments. Just observing what it feels like. And if you have your eyes closed, feel free to open them whenever you are ready. But I just want to ask you, do you feel a difference in your body? Do you feel a change in your body? Like, that is a tool to raise your vibration. Simply thinking about an emotion and conjuring up the sensations from that emotion, like that is raising your vibration. That's a great tool for it. So I will definitely be including that kind of exercise within the guided visualization. So yeah, isn't it so cool? Like, you can change your emotional state at any point. But I will say with that, when you feel these sorts of higher states of emotion, cherish those moments. And also know that those moments don't last forever. Like some people, they think that the goal is to get to this high vibrational state and they're just gonna stay there forever and nothing bad's ever gonna happen. Bad, quote, quotations, bad. And by that I mean they think that their emotional state will never dip back down, but that's not how it works. We get to experience these great moments of bliss, and then, you know, it kind of will level out or dip down. We experience loss, we experience all different sorts of things. It's so important to, again, and I've said this before, not shame yourself when you're feeling lower emotions. And when you're feeling lower emotions, that's not the time to force manifestation of material objects. That's when you do healing work. You get to just be very gentle with yourself, love yourself, have compassion for yourself. Go back to week 1 and week 2 and notice the things you're saying to yourself. Are you shaming yourself for being in a lower energy state, or are you taking care of yourself? I always like to talk about babysitting yourself. If a little kid is feeling super stressed out and they're grumpy and, you know, they just are feeling low, it doesn't help to yell at them and shame them for feeling low. Same with yourself. If you're feeling low, it does not help you to yell at yourself and shame yourself for feeling low. And then that makes us feel more low. So just go to compassion, not forced manifestation, compassion in those moments. I just have to emphasize that over and over and over again, because, you know, I'll even get to those points where I'm just kind of in a rut and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I forget everything. I'm like, I don't know what to do. This sucks. I hate how I feel right now. But really, I just need to have compassion with myself in those moments and continue to remind myself of that. So I'm gonna continue to remind you guys of all of that. Also, when you're in those lower states, you don't have to force your way out of it. We've talked about this in past videos about letting yourself feel through it. That was part of week 1. Feel into that sensation and let it be there and accept it and love it. Because you have to feel through it to get to the other side. And then you slowly start to feel better when you give that part of you the attention that it needs. And again, that's when you can make your way back up to like a neutral space of emotion. And there, if you're at that neutral space, sure, you can conjure up like the feeling of happiness and excitement and like that little meditation that we just did in this video. So those are some pointers. And again, emphasis on let's focus less on the things we want to manifest and more on how we want to feel. I think it's perfectly fine to like have morning routine time or certain specific time set aside in your day to focus on what you want for your future, but it shouldn't necessarily be what you're focusing on all day, every day, because if you're focusing on your future all day, every day, you aren't in the present moment, and you need to be in the present moment and find happiness in the present moment to raise your vibration and to let go of the control of needing that thing. Because when you need something and you feel like you need to control your way to get it, again, that just pushes it away. So slow down. Get present. How do you want to feel? Focus more on the feeling. How can I feel that now? If you were to feel those things now that you wanted to feel when you have the thing manifested, you're just gonna find so much happiness now, and that's what matters. Wouldn't you prefer just to be loving life now and let it all just be this journey and adventure, and it's always evolving and it's always growing, and it's not something that we're lacking now, but it's like this cool, yeah, just adventure our entire life. That's what it gets to be. What if you just decided that your purpose is to focus on healing and raising your own vibrational state, because energy is contagious, and if you take care of your own energy, that affects other people and it gives them permission to do the same, and then it has this amazing ripple effect through the entire world. And that's what we're doing in this challenge. Like, we're all over the world. The energy we're putting into this together, we're affecting the world. There's a ripple effect. So like, this is awesome, guys. You're exactly where you need to be. You're doing the right thing. You're making a difference in the world. By taking care of your own emotional and energetic state, you are changing the world. And that is awesome, because that's all we want. All we want is happiness. All we want is love. All we want is connection. And everything else is just like the cherry on top. Like, you are whole as you are. Anything you manifest is just extra. But it is fun to play and manifest. It's fun, you can create things. I'm not saying be discouraged and don't want the things that you want, like have fun with it, but you don't need it. And that's the difference. Anyway, let's talk a little more on visualization. I've made videos on this and you can totally feel free to go check out those videos for more information. But I've had people reach out and comment on videos saying like, I don't understand. I close my eyes to visualize the things that I want and I don't see anything, it's just black. And with that, all I have to say is it's not like a That's So Raven moment where it's just like bam and you see into your future. It's not about that. It's getting creative, using your imagination. Think of how you can close your eyes, or you don't even have to close your eyes, but you can think of a time in your past and you can envision what that looked like and the scenery and all of that. It's using that exact same kind of imagination, but creating an image for what you would want for your future. And this is great timing because in last week's assignment, you did scripting and you kind of scripted out and wrote out what you wanted for your life. So this week you just get to kind of add on that and create images in your mind to go with what you want for your life. What does that look like? And if you have a hard time visualizing, like using your imagination and just seeing things just like you would with envisioning things from your past, if you have trouble crafting that in your mind, what I would suggest is you can go online, use Google Images, use Pinterest. You could even find YouTube videos that are similar to things that you want. For example, if you're trying to manifest a new home, but you're like I know what I want, but I can't really picture it or piece that together in my mind, go find a beautiful apartment tour or like home tour on YouTube and watch that video and take in those images so you have something to base your imagination on. As I take you through the guided visualization, I'll be taking you through what a morning in your future looks like and like what your job looks like, just different aspects of your life. So you get to have fun with this. And visualization as well as scripting is not something you need to force yourself to do every day. If you're feeling inspired to do those things, do them. You don't have to do them every day, but if you're like, yeah, I like this feels good, I'm gonna do it every day, you can, you absolutely can. If you don't want to and you want to do it once a week or once a month or once every several months, that's cool too. It's whatever feels good for you. This isn't about forcing anything. Manifestation is not about forcing. It's about listening to your body and doing what you need in each moment. Again, if you're at a lower state, you don't have to sit there and force yourself to visualize things, because if you're in a lower state and you're trying to visualize things, oftentimes you're just still gonna feel low while you're picturing things, and you attract what you feel, so it just is kind of counteractive, if that makes sense. It's just using your imagination and piecing together what those images would look like, trying to feel into the details. Try to use your senses. If you're envisioning yourself in a morning at your future home that you're envisioning for yourself, can you picture yourself going and getting like a coffee, and as you envision drinking that coffee, and what would that coffee taste like? What smells would you have around you? Just trying to bring that up, because just like you can bring up emotions like love, happiness, joy, and you can also bring up lower emotions, you can bring up the other senses too. Like I can sit there and envision what something feels like to the touch. I can envision what something tastes like based off of a memory. I can envision myself having coffee. I know what that would taste like, and it kind of brings it into your experience right now. And another point that I want to make with visualizations is we already oftentimes do it subconsciously, and oftentimes we do it in a way that doesn't help us out. Like we'll sit there and envision past scenarios and past experiences that have happened to us. Oftentimes the things that we didn't enjoy or times that hurt us, and we sit there and replay it in our head, and we're visualizing that and we're bringing that emotion into our experience. That's why people who are depressed often are sitting there and replaying old past experiences in their head, and then that brings the feeling up in their body. And our brain cannot tell the difference between a vivid visualization and reality. So if you're sitting there playing out things that have happened to you in a way that doesn't serve you, it's like you're making yourself relive that experience. So why don't we use our imagination to benefit us and focus on things that bring us joy, focus on the things that we do want. And I also wanna say, as we get into this week's assignment with the visualization, it's up to you. You can envision like your dream life, ultimate dream life, or what I personally oftentimes like to do is like, what does my next level self look like? What is the next piece of my journey? I wanna focus on that because that feels more exciting. And also, you are 100% allowed to change your mind. Some of the things I have on my vision board from January, I'm like, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. Like, I don't need to live in that house. It's fine if I do, but I don't really feel drawn to it. So that change in plan isn't because I'm fearful and think that can't happen. It's just because I'm like, I actually feel like I want to move somewhere that's in nature. So I'm allowed to change. But I do want to encourage you, don't change out of fear. If you look at things that you've been wanting to manifest and you're reevaluating and you're like, oh wait, I don't actually want this thing, you are 100% allowed to change your mind, because I used to feel like I couldn't change my mind. I was like, I told everybody that this is what I'm going for, and if I don't go for it and that doesn't happen, then they're gonna think that I failed. Like, no. I gotta change my mind. You have the right to change your mind at any point, and it's 100% okay. So keep that in mind as well. You're allowed to change and follow your heart whenever you feel like it. I also wanna say, do not worry if you're like, oh no, the last week of the challenge, I feel so sad. No worries. There will be a final like closeout video next Monday, so you still get another video, and also there will be a surprise in that video for you guys, so stay tuned for that. I will also be announcing the winners. There's no winners, I take that back. Not winners, because there are no winners for this, you're all winners, but I did say earlier on that I was going to choose someone to do a 60-minute call with me, and I will be announcing who that is in the next video. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you would like to know in the final video. I was thinking of possibly just answering a lot of your questions. Like if there are things that you need more clarity on from the last several weeks, ask those questions down below and I'll try to incorporate some of those things in the closeout video. Oh, I did want to say, I challenge you this week, if you're in the challenge, I challenge you for the final week to post a video just expressing your biggest takeaway or manifestation or just anything you want to share that you have experienced from doing this challenge. So I hope to see your face on video. That's your final challenge to do. So I'd love to see you all in there. It would be so cool if there are just like 2,000 videos of you guys. That would be awesome. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. I hope you've loved this challenge and made some good connections in the Facebook group. Don't worry, it's not over. I'm still going to continue to make YouTube videos and we'll still go over manifestation, but it's been a good first challenge. So thank you guys all for being a part of this, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye guys.